Hello my friends, we had a great ladies lounge in November. The topic was brave. It's our women's conference we have every year, and I love to share a little reprise with you today. I was watching a documentary about deep sea fishing, and off the shore of New Zealand these fishers have caught a fish in a depth of 7,000 meters. Isn't it amazing? Down there in the pitch dark sea they caught a fish. It's a snail fish, and this fish, although it has a very thin skin, he can withstand a pressure from outside as big and as if 1,600 elephants would stand on it. Isn't that amazing? You know how he does it? He builds up an inner pressure in order to sustain the pressure from outside. I found that such an inspiring picture, because we all know pressure situation in our lives, like time pressure, all the to-dos we have to do, or societal pressure, how we appear, how we look, how we compare to each other, or also the pressure to perform at school, at job, what we have to do, what we have to achieve. Life is demanding, and so often we experience a lot of pressure in our lives. Athletes are saying, and even they experience a lot of pressure in their races, in their winning, they say the pressure itself is not the problem. The problem are the inner voices. And if you have nothing to stand against the pressure, against these inner voices, you have lost. I find it very interesting, because I experience a lot of pressure in my life, and I know about these inner voices. So one way to withstand this inward pressure, this mental pressure, these pressure situations we have in our lives, is to start with a conversation with God. I realized that I talk a lot about my pressure, but I almost forgot to speak with God about it. And so I found myself one day laying on the floor, crying out before Jesus. I can do that. I really can do that. But you know what? I cry out, I empty myself, but I forgot to refill myself. So one day I was crying out before the Lord, and I felt really good, because I was praying and I was crying so hard. I thought I have a good time with God, when all of a sudden He spoke to me and He said, "Get up and fight." I was surprised. I said, "Lord, how can I fight?" And we started a conversation. He said, "You have your Bible verses, and you have to know, I go with all these Bible verses. I have much more. I have a whole box of Bible verses, and I go with them walking every day, and I quote them, and I know them by heart. But I never thought about that I could quote these Bible verses when pressure hits me, when I feel overwhelmed." So then I started to quote whatever came into my mind. Bible verses as simple as Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And then came the next one, and I said, "Yes, I know, Lord my God, you are with me wherever you go. When I have to go through deep waters, they will not sweep over me. And when I have to go through fire, it will not burn me. I know you are with me. You strengthen me. You help me." So on and so on. And can you feel the power these Bible verses have? So in order to withstand the outward pressure, the precious situations, to-dos or societal pressure, or whatever kind of pressure we experience in our life, in order to sustain this pressure, we have to build up inner pressure with a conversation with God. Start to pouring out our hearts, and then get a refill with what He promised in His word. And it says in Jeremiah 33 verse 3, we are encouraged to, there it says, "Call to me and I will answer you. I will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known." Isn't that a promise? So whenever you feel pressure in your life, why don't you take a white piece of paper and start to write down what bothers you, what makes you feeling overwhelmed, and then just take a second to listen and write down what kind of Bible verse comes into your mind or what Jesus might say to this situation. Start with a conversation with God, because this is one way we can build up inner pressure in order to sustain the outward pressure. And the snail fish is a big inspiration for me. He can withstand a pressure of a weight of 1,600 elephants because he builds up inner pressure. I hope you enjoyed the reprise. I have more in store for you next week. Bye bye. See you soon.